Assalamu alaikum everyone. So my name is Amina Kazim and this session is brought to you by DSC at DSU. We start with the greatest name of Almighty Allah, who is one, the eternal and the absolute, who begets not and nor is he begotten, and there is none equal to him. Okay, so today's session is going to be really amazing because we have Sir Mubin Mawania with us. Most of us are here because Sir Mubin Mawania needs no introduction, and we already know how much we are going to learn through this session. But for externals and the newcomers, specifically of DHS Sufa University, who have not been lucky enough to be guided by him, Sir Mubin Mawania is the ex-HOD of Computer Science Department of DHS Sufa University and has extensive qualification. Dr. Mubin has unmatched command in the field of computer vision, machine vision, computer graphic, and has numerous publications. And he is currently a researcher scientist for I2R. So अभी काफी ज़्यादा हो जाएगा अगर मैं सर की qualifications बताने चलूँ. So I also am one of those who have not gotten the chance to study from Sir Mubin Mawania while he was in DHS Sufa University, but 2 to 3 sessions that we had with him acted as a source of great learning for us. So currently, Dr. Mubin is an assistant professor at Habib University. One more thing, ताकि इससे पहले मुझे डांट पड़े सर से कि मैं ज़्यादा बोल रही हूँ. So before starting this session, a piece of advice for all of you here is to learn as much as you can because sir बहुत मुश्किल से time निकाल पाते हैं and we are honored that sir agreed to have this session with us. So over to you, Sir Mubin.
Thank you so much, all of you, and thanks, Amna, for a very nice introduction, even though I don't deserve that much. Thank you anyways, all right.
Okay.
That was quite modest of all of you. Thank you so much. So let's get started. Starting to all of you, this is Dr. Mubin. Before I agreed for this session, I was like trying to identify what to talk about, and then I thought maybe you will be able to learn about technical stuff from your courses anyway, but there are some things which I think most of us need to understand, because now in the current times, when you're not engaged with your professors in a way that we normally had in our classroom environments, right? So now I'm going to sort of tell you some of the things that I learned during my undergrad life and my graduate studies and so on, and that really helped me in becoming a good learner and a good practitioner, right, and a good researcher. So so what I'm going to talk about is these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things that are really, really important now when you want to learn anything. Now, this can be applied to any subject that you're currently learning, any course that you're learning, any degree you're learning for, right? So these are some tips that like in case most of you would already be doing this, but I just want to iterate this so that if there is anything that is unclear, you can just talk about that, right? So let's start with the first thing, that is about how to learn, right? So considering that you're confronted with a course you're not quite familiar with, or you're not quite sure what you're going to expect from it. So the first thing that you have to identify is you have to understand it, right? So understanding comes when you try to understand the motivation behind anything. So for example, let's say you're given a topic on let's say you're studying compilers, right? And then the first thing you're given to do is try to identify what a parser is. So I'm just giving you a simple example, right? So you should try to understand things first from what is given to you in the common sense, right? Like try to understand what the thing is about, right? So that's going to give you some understanding, like some understanding in the sense that you will be able to comprehend the thing slightly, but it's not quite clear whether the whole thing makes complete sense to you or not, right? So the second thing you should do is try to find the motivation behind it. So why was the thing done, right, in the first place? So understanding is quite related to motivation. So when you understand what the motivation of the thing was, you will be able to comprehend the thing better, right? This is the first thing, right? So these are like 10 or 11 points or 7 or 8 points which can be applied to anything, any topic, any tool that you're trying to learn. So the first thing is trying to understand yourself. So of course, when you try to come up, or when you're confronted with something which you have not encountered before, so it will be uninteresting, right? So that happens. We try to see a new course, a new content. It is uninteresting initially because it's completely new to you. right? So what you should do is you try to find something interesting into it. So try to make your interest into it by finding something that interests you. So to give you an example, let's say I'm an artist, right? Some of us like to paint or like to draw sketches and so on. So the first thing that I used to do when I was like taught by any of my teachers was whenever they were trying to deliver a concept, I would graphically draw it on my notebooks. I can show you some of my examples also. When I had my notebooks with me, I would sketch a simple sketch about the topic that the teacher was talking about. So that was really interesting because I was trying to relate the topic to what I already knew and what was interesting to me. That was arts, right? So I would like to sketch things. I would like to draw things. So I have a drawing book with me also. I'll show you some sketches that I made also. So this is just to sort of make things interesting because I like to make things interesting. Once the thing is interesting, only then I will be able to understand it better, comprehend it better, maybe relate it later on, right? So the third point, which is to relate things to something you already know. So that comes to our third part, which is relating it to something you already know. This is because when you want to put something in your head, you have to create a link between it, like the thing you already know, and you chain it together with the new thing that you are trying to introduce. So that's how our brain works. Anything you want to keep in your head, you should create that link, the relation. And for that relation to be made, you need to think of something in the real world that matches to the thing you're trying to understand. Okay, so this relation comes after doing practice, after reading several different things in several different domains. Okay, so I hope I'm not overwhelming all of you. This is all making complete sense to all of you. It's not hard, it's not difficult, it's just simple common things that all of you would have gone through in one way or another. All right, so I'll just repeat again. The first thing was trying to understand the topic. Second thing was trying to make it interesting. The third thing is to trying to relate it to something you already know, right? So that way you will be able to link it up into a real world thing, and then that real world thing will make sense, right? So that will help you. The relation will help you in visualizing it. So what do I mean by visualization? What I mean is that let's say you're given a mathematical formula, right? X square plus y square plus z square. So this is a simple mathematical implicit equation of a sphere. All right. So immediately a sketch of a sphere should come in my mind. So if I'm giving you some coefficients along with it, then that quantity should adjust in your head accordingly, and the sphere should deform. Right. So this is the thing I'm talking about when you want to visualize something. You can visualize formulas, you can visualize expressions. This is really good when you want to understand maths and calculus, right? So visualization or making physical sense, as I say, right? So you can think of, for example, if you're given a function of single variable or multiple variables, initially for you, you should start with simplest possible case, which is one variable functions. So single variable functions are easier to visualize because you can sketch them easily in your head. I hope you can understand. It's not too abstract for all of you. So I usually do start off with sinusoids because sinusoids are really easy. Like the sine function is going to go up and down, right, in the form of a sine wave. And maybe one really interesting tool, maybe I can show you all, is Desmos. I'm not sure whether people have known about this, but it's a very good graphing tool. Let me share it with all of you. It's really interesting. I use it quite often. So this is one tool you can use to visualize things, to make physical sense of things, right? So I hope I can share this with all of you. How do I share it? Sorry, I'm new to Google Meet. Where do I share it?
सर आप जहाँ पे presenting कर रहे हैं ना bottom right पे वो उसको off करके आप you can share another tab as well. Stop presenting.
Okay.
Yep. And then select present now. Then select the tab you're opening right now.
Okay. Where is the tab selection option? Okay. But I can't see the tab.
Are you
it
on?
Says present now. Just in window. A tab, and then okay. I'm in. Okay. So now I hope all of you can see. This is Desmos. I'll share this with all of you on the chat. I hope all of you can open it and work along with me when you want to do it. So it's a very nice tool you can use to create functions easily. Like y is equal to x is a linear function. I2y is equal to x square. It's going to give me a quadratic curve. Similarly, if I want to do x to the power 3, so I can sort of try to understand how that function varies, right? So it's going to give me how the function is going to vary as value of x is changing and what will be the value of y. So this is a simple relation. So using this plot, I am able to identify what the general behavior of a function is. Okay, so let's say I do y is equal to sine of x. So it's going to give me a sinusoid, right? So nice and easy. So you can see you can get all the plots, all the values that you want, and it's actually an infinite plot. Right. So I hope it is making sense. So try to identify such tools which help you in visualizing things better, visualizing the functions better, visualizing the concepts better. This really helps, especially in cases when you want to model something and you create variables in programming, or when you want to understand mathematical functions or integrals, for example. So the basic thing is trying to understand the function, and then the second step is about how the integration works and how the whole thing works when you apply limits and so on. So this was just to sort of give you an idea of what I mean by visualize, right? So coming back, I hope all of you can see my presentation slides again. So we covered 4 things at the moment: understanding things, making them interesting, trying to relate to something you already know. 4th thing is visualize, that is making physical sense. I would usually also think of trying to place myself on the curve in my head to see the behavior. Like for example, if I'm on the sinusoid and the value of sine 90, then I'll be at the tip of the sinusoid, right? But as soon as the value goes beyond 90, I would fall down the slope, right? I'll go down. So try to visualize things this way. It makes it becomes really interesting, and it makes a lot of things very clear. Okay, so these are like the 4 parts, the 4 initial pillars that I talk about. The 5th pillar is asking questions, and by asking questions I mean asking questions no matter how silly they are. The thing is, usually we are reluctant to do it because we expect that teacher might sort of make fun of it, or maybe the students, your colleagues, are going to smile on you or make fun on you. You don't have to worry about that. Thing is that you ask questions repeatedly, one after the other. At times, after a while, you will be able to ask good questions, and later on, when you will be really good, you will be able to create or ask wonderful questions, and questions that matter, right? So this is a really unique property. This is actually the property of humans. Computers can't question, right? They can just do processing. So questions is a unique feature only related to intelligent beings. So please do ask questions, no matter how silly they are. Okay, right. And the 6th thing which I generally talk about is expressing everything that you're trying to learn in single line. This is like the most difficult thing to do. You're confronted with a concept, try to understand, you have understood it completely, then try to phrase the whole thing in a single line. So this is like the toughest day. If you can do this, that means everything is crystal clear to you. You don't have to remember anything. Every concept is completely clear if you can express the concept in a single line. All right. So usually, how would I go about doing it? I try to visualize that I'm trying to explain my concept or my learning to someone else. So you try to ensure that you are going to use the minimum amount of words to express your concept or whatever thing you're trying to learn, right? So you'll try to put the least amount of words to convey the message that you want to convey, right? Like the learning that you have done. Okay. All right, good. Then final or second last part is try to see if you can implement it in a way that you are able to see the whole learning into action, right? So for most of the cases in computer science, you are able to implement most of the concepts that you learn during the course, and the best way is code it out in the most simplest form, in the most simplest language possible, right? So you don't have to do everything in C++, all right? So if you feel that you can do it easily in C#, Python, Perl, Java, whatever, use the tool that you feel you will be able to implement the thing in the least amount of time, because you don't have a lifetime to do the whole thing, right? So you should implement it in the most simplest language possible so that you are able to see the results immediately, right? And for me, whenever I go about doing this, I usually look at Google, Stack Overflow, Bitbucket, GitHub, and try to see if someone has already done it, right? Why do you want to reinvent something if it's already there somewhere, right? So take it out, download it, understand it, and then try to find something into it and make your own contribution. Create something new out of it. So when you try to download and understand things, that's where the links created. That's where you are able to relate things and you are able to connect the dots, right? So that's really important. There is no harm in downloading things and understanding them, but don't present it as your own because you have downloaded it from someone else's code, right? So attribute, give the correct attribution, and then try to identify if there is something lacking in that code or whatever thing you're trying to do. And then once you have found something, you are able to solve something, you then push your own contribution and then maybe let the original author know that you have made these changes and that are really helpful. So that's where sharing part comes in, which is the last part. So whatever you have tried to implement it, you see there is some value into it, you added your part into it, added some value into it, and then you should share as much as you can. Usually I've seen that so many people, like they try to keep everything with them, and ultimately what happens is that whatever contribution they had done, that remains within their hard disk. It doesn't go to the rest of the world, and so you are not able to create an impact that should have been done in the first place. So usually I ask my students to create repos, GitHub repos, as well as blogging about it, sharing it as much as they can on the forums, on the appropriate forums. Okay, so this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tips that I usually give to all of you, irrespective of whatever course you're taking, whatever degree program you're applying for, or you're doing right now, whatever course you're taking. These are tips that are going to help you in accomplishing whatever you want to do, right? So I hope if you have any questions, if you have any queries related to this, you can always ask me, interrupt me, or whatever you want to ask, right? So I hope this is making sense. If there's any questions from all of you, feel free to interrupt. I'm usually done. I didn't have anything else to say about this because I feel it's quite simple in the sense that all of you should have been able to relate to whatever you have been doing and so on. So learning is not easy, especially in these cases in the current times, because for us teachers also it's becoming really, really difficult because we can't see, we are only looking at names, right? Most of the cases, not many students turn the cameras on. So you can't see the expression of students. And so you are not able to understand whether the concept you are trying to share with the students, what did it went across, did it make sense to students, because you can't see that visual feedback that is required that we normally got in the class environment, in the normal class environment. So things are not easy, things are tough for us also as teachers. And so I feel that these things might, these things that I've talked about today, they might help you, or they might sort of comprehend, they might help you in comprehending the things, and they might work together along with your lectures that you're doing. So it might help you in becoming a better learner as compared to what you were before without doing this. All right. So another thing that I usually spot now after doing online teaching for like almost one year and so on, is that there's something now, there's a new term invented which is called Zoom fatigue. So by Zoom fatigue, we mean that you're staying at the screen, you're staring at your instructor or his presentation slides, and after a while you lose interest, right? So after like 2 minutes or 3 minutes of watching, everything becomes boring. So unless your teacher does something interesting, you will be losing focus, and eventually you will not be able to comprehend things. This happens to most of us, even for us also as students, because we are students, right? So the best way to avoid Zoom fatigue is try to create gaps. So what I usually do now is that I divide my lectures into shorter clips, like they are not more than 5 minutes long. So what happens is that by that time, the student is not Zoom fatigue, right? And then he can take breaks. And in between, I've put in some interesting things, so that some sort of exercise that deviates him from the slides or whatever content I'm trying to deliver. So that really helps in students' learning. I've seen that students are able to understand well, they are able to comprehend well, and they are able to relate things well. Okay, so try to, it's not necessary that everything is going to be done by your faculty or your teachers. You have to take some steps on your own also, right? These are some things you can do on your own also, right? So it's not, remember in university life, it's not about your teacher going to be spoon feeding you everything, okay? You have to take your part. You have to open your books. You have to open YouTube, or if you, even if you have to go to Coursera or any course in order to understand things, right? So I've been asked a few questions by a few students of mine who are saying that, sir, yeah, the same content is covered in Coursera or Udacity, so why don't we go there? I say, yes, you can, but you can't. You don't have the synchronous part, the way where you can ask questions. Can you ask questions from Coursera? You can't, right? Because there's just one-way communication there. But in our case, there's a two-way communication. If you have any questions, you can always ask, intervene. You can ask, sir, this part is not making sense to me. There's something, this active learning part is completely missing in the Udacity Coursera elements. All right. So I hope that these are testing times, and we should try to adapt. We should try to learn as much as we can. We should try to understand things as much as we can. I know it's not easy. It's tough, and it will require some amount of practice from all of us, both from the teachers as well as from the students. Okay. So with that, I think I'm going to end this talk. If you have any questions, I'm opening the floor for questions, by the way. The reason is because I wanted this session to be more open, in the sense that if you have any concerns related to any specific thing, we can then focus on that. All right, so I'm opening the floor for questions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, go ahead. Who is it?
Sir, Atik.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
Atik.
whenever we are learning something, there comes a point when we are stuck. Like if we are coding, there are bugs that are not solving, and it's a very uncomfortable situation, right? Like
Yes.
we are trying, and it's not happening. It can be finding bugs in
Yes.
code, and it can be understanding mathematical equations. So
Yes.
how do we keep doing that and not get distracted or leave it? Like normal
Okay.
situation is that humans normally leave it. Like it's hard. I'll do it some other time. But how do we
Yes.
doing it?
For me, what I usually do is I do something completely different. This happens to me also. I'm trying to code something, or for example, I'm working on a research project, and then I identify at some point there's some element I don't understand, or maybe I'm stuck at some point. So what I'll do is I try my level best to see if it makes sense, right? And then if it doesn't work, I leave it and I do completely complementary thing. For example, if I am coding, I'm going to take a paintbrush and start painting. Okay. So this is what I usually do. I start painting. So that is completely different. Painting, it looks at the completely different angles of things, right? So that is sketching. During that sketching, I get the idea, or maybe during the sketching, I'll be able to identify, okay, this part in the pipeline or algorithm is wrong. Okay, so do completely different. This really helps a lot. Usually, when I do this, it really works. It works out of the box immediately. So generally, the best advice is leave it. Do something completely different.
Sir,
Yes.
Building on to that, I think जो आप extra curricular activity कर रहे हैं, that should be kind of passive, not active. अगर आप active कर रहे हैं कि उसमें दिमाग भी आपका use हो रहा है, तो you sometimes do not have that.
नहीं, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ, I'm not using my head. What I'm saying is that during the time when I'm either going out to play squash or going for running, or during my painting session, I'm just focusing on the art itself. I'm not using the brain to solve anything, or I'm not thinking about the problem. But during that step, only after I'm done with my arts part or the sketch part, immediately things start to make sense. Okay.
Sir, Sam has a question.
Yes, go ahead, Hassan.
I'll just delegate it to you. Sir, do share your opinion on how to approach object-oriented programming, which topics should be mastered first in C in order to go with flow in OOP. Also, do share how one should prepare for the market while studying uni courses. Jazakallah.
Okay, these are two questions. One is about OOP, the other one is for market. Okay, so let's talk about OOP first, because Rafi had asked this before. So generally speaking, the first thing that we do is that we try to relate things, as I said. So the first thing you have to do is try to visualize OOP as how you see real world objects. Try to understand how real world objects behave. So if I were to give you an example, let's say I look at the mouse, for example, the input device, right? So the input device will have some sort of properties, right? So the properties identify the physical appearance, and then there is something called functionality, which is the behavior of this object. Okay, I'm just relating things to what I already know. Every object that we have in real world has some physical appearance, which is a property, as well as some functionality, which is its behavior. So a OOP is essentially this. You're trying to model this in code. So that is what OOP is. Okay, I hope it makes sense. So identify properties and then identify behavior. So the behavior is the functionality, which is your methods, and properties are your member variables. Okay. And then when you try to link them up together, like you create a mouse and then you create a hi-fi gaming mouse, then it will be inheriting most of the properties from mouse, right? And then it will have its own properties which will be unique to that gaming mouse. Get it? So that's how you relate things. Understand thing, try to relate it to something which already exists, and then connect the dots together. Then the whole thing will be completely free for you to understand. And then in the end, because most of the cases when people start doing OOP, they are more frustrated with the language syntax. It's more like semicolon is missing at some point, or comma is not written at the proper place. So that language elements actually intervene, and that makes things difficult for you to understand. So forget their language elements, as I said, make things as general as you can, try to put them in a real world context, try to identify any object that is similar to what you're trying to model, and things will start popping straight away out in your head, right? All the properties, what properties you should have, what functionality you should expose, everything will come to you immediately, as soon as you're able to relate it to real world. Okay, the second question was, okay, Nirmal is asking, do you have a YouTube channel for study C and OOP, C++? I don't have it, but I think probably your seniors might have my lecture notes.
Yes,
Seniors
sir.
might share their
I
lecture notes.
still have some of those, and it really helps for solving problems on HackerRank and LeetCode. And sir, I have
Okay.
few of them. Sir, I request you to kindly, if you can share with
Okay,
us,
if I have,
kindly accept.
I'll share my complete lecture notes and everything, all the source code accompanying with the lecture notes with, I think with Atik, and I think you can share with the students, all right?
Yes, sir. Please, OOP and
Okay,
DSA both.
sure, no worries. So the second question was about how to prepare for the market or the industry. So now see, the thing is, Tarun, walaikum salam, Ahmad is saying salam alaikum, so I was just answering. Same here, beta. Nice to see all of you after a long time. So how to prepare for the industry? Now, see, the thing is, students, remember, you are doing your degree in computer sciences. Computer sciences is one of the most quick field to be changing. Like it's a very rapidly changing field, which every few seconds you have new inventions coming up, and then the older frameworks are being replenished and created, and newer frameworks are being created every few weeks, right? So in this case, you have to adapt during your 4-year degree. So don't just focus on doing, for example, C++ and so on. Look at what is being required in the industry right now. The best way to do this will be to look at what are the kind of projects you have on Fiverr or Upwork or all those similar websites, right? Because most of the cases people are doing those projects. So take those elements into mind and try it. If you don't sort of understand what is the language, or you have not understood that language, you don't have a command on that language, you should go and search for it on YouTube or Coursera. There are so many courses available now. Everything is visible, everything is there for all of us to learn from. Okay, I'm getting a few questions. Maybe I will come to them later, but I think I might have answered you for the industry question. So do you have to do the learning during your undergrad degree? So you don't have to wait like 4 साल हो जाएंगे उसके बाद पढ़ूंगा. That'll be too late, because then you won't be ready for market. Okay, and adapt. You are going to learn for life now. Once you are into CS, you have to learn throughout your life. Okay, so it's not like after आपने 4 साल की degree कर ली, you are done. You don't have to do anything, because your learning will start more after 4 degrees. Okay, so please remember, and don't wait for your teachers to tell you कि सर ये सर ने बताया कि जी अभी C language कर लो, तो you will start using C language. Yes, sir is saying कि जी C sharp कर लो, तो you are doing C sharp language. No, you are probably better judge of what's going on in the industry. Be engaged with the industry. बात करें लोगों से, लुक एट व्हाट इज बीइंग हैपनिंग इन द रेस्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, दुनिया से कनेक्शन रखें, आर्टिकल्स पढ़ें, ब्लॉग्स देखें, देयर आर सो मेनी पीपल डूइंग एक्टिव ब्लॉगिंग, उनके ब्लॉग्स पढ़ें, देयर आर सो मेनी डिफरेंट चैनल्स ऑन यूट्यूब व्हिच आर हाइलाइटिंग एंड दे आर ब्रॉडकास्टिंग सो मेनी रियली इंटरेस्टिंग डेवलपमेंट्स, उनको फॉलो करो साथ साथ। डोंट वेट कि जी बस कोर्स पढ़ लेंगे तो हमें जॉब मिल जाएंगे, ऐसा नहीं होगा। ऑलराइट, so there are some really interesting questions. Yeah, this another thing that someone has pointed out about LinkedIn and all. Please remember that your profile or your portfolio is something that you should maintain and keep updated. Nobody is going to tell you go and update your LinkedIn or update your GitHub with your newer projects that you have worked on. You have to do them yourself. Nobody is going to tell you. Okay, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, go and search for this and try to do them on your own. Right? This is something you have to do as a computer scientist, as a computer science student. Okay. Okay, for my recommendation, maybe after this session, I'll share the links with Atik, and Atik can share with all of you. All right. Another question that has been asked by Ammar is about time management to manage both market positioning and academia. What I would do for this sort of thing was that I would make projects which were related to what was happening in the industry. So whatever I was learning, I was trying to relate it to what was required in the market. So जो आप कोर्स में चीजें पढ़ रहे हैं, try to see how you can come up with the solution in the language or tools that are available in the market. तो उससे होता ये है कि you are able to learn the new frameworks which are required by the market, and then you are able to also work on the course content that you have to finish during the course. Okay, तो इससे दोनों चीजें मिल जाती हैं, नई लैंग्वेज भी हो जाती है जो कि मुझे मार्केट रेडी कर देती है, और दूसरी साइड पे आई एम एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड द कोर्स कंटेंट आल्सो जब मैं इसको बनाने लगता हूँ। ठीक है, so projects basically, essentially you have to look at projects, you have to work on projects, develop things on your own, and then once you have got understanding of project, you will be able to implement them, and you will be able to sort of address the future also. Wa alaikum salam Aram, I hope everything is well. Okay, anything else? Anyone, any other questions?
Yes, sir. Sir, assalamu alaikum. Bahawal here.
Yes, Bahawal, how are you?
Sir, recently in our seminar courses, we met a lot of industry experts. तो सर दो स्कूल ऑफ थॉट्स हमारे सामने आई कि एक जो इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स आई और जो आप भी अभी बता रहे हैं कि वी शुड लर्न एडवांस थिंग्स इन ड्यूरिंग आवर अंडर ग्रेजुएट स्टडी, और दूसरी स्कूल ऑफ थॉट है जो हमें यूनिवर्सिटी में टीचर से मिली ड्यूरिंग डिस्कशंस, जो कहते हैं कि आप अपने बेसिक्स को इम्प्रूव करें, आप अपने डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्स के कॉन्सेप्ट्स को इम्प्रूव करें, आपकी प्रोग्रामिंग सबसे ज़्यादा इम्प्लीमेंट होनी चाहिए। वो हमें रिस्ट्रिक्ट करते हैं कि आप एक्सटर्नल लाइब्रेरीज ना यूज़ करें, और आप इस तरह अपने FYPs वगैरह में इस तरह के प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाएं तो आपको कंपनीज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ योर कोडिंग स्किल्स हायर करेंगी। तो अभी कॉन्ट्राडिक्टिंग आइडियोलॉजीज आ गई, एक में हमें एडवांस पढ़ने को कहा जा रहा है, वो एडवांस पढ़ने के लिए हमें डिफरेंट लाइब्रेरीज ऑब्वियसली बात है यूज करनी पड़ती हैं, डिफरेंट सीखने पड़ते हैं, और यहाँ पे एक तरफ टीचर्स हमें ये कह रहे हैं कि अपनी बेसिक्स को स्ट्रॉन्ग करें। तो इन दोनों में से which advice we should follow the most, the basics को completely?
देखिए भावल, थैंक यू सो मच, दिस इज अ वेरी गुड एंड रेलेवेंट क्वेश्चन। एक चीज जो नॉर्मली बहुत ज्यादा मैं देख रहा हूँ ना अभी, वो यही है कि जैसे कोई नया टूल आता है मार्केट में, एवरीबडी इज आफ्टर इट। ठीक है, सब कोई, हर कोई पीछे लग जाता है। तो अब उसमें फंक्शंस हैं, आपने फंक्शन कॉल किया है, यूर डन विद इट, राइट। थिंग इज कि आपकी सबसे पहली चीज जो मैं आपको कहूंगा, आप कहीं कभी भी चले जाएं, किसी भी लाइब्रेरी पे काम करें, किसी भी इंडस्ट्री में काम करें, आपके बेसिक स्ट्रांग होने लाजमी है। मतलब बेसिक्स अच्छे होंगे, मजबूत होंगे, फाउंडेशन अच्छी होगी, तो टूल्स विल बी मतलब पीस ऑफ केक फॉर यू। मतलब फौरन ही आप उसमें मसले हल कर सकते हैं इफ योर बेसिक्स आर स्ट्रांग। ठीक है, तो बेसिक्स स्ट्रांग होंगे तो फिर आगे बात होगी, उससे बेहतर मतलब तो फायदा नहीं है। वो तो आप कभी भी हमेशा आप टूल के मोहताज रहोगे। तो नया टूल आएगा तो आप वो पुराना छोड़ के नया टूल सीखोगे, लेकिन क्योंकि आपको फाउंडेशन नहीं पता, आपको पता नहीं कि टूल अंदर कैसे काम कर रहा है, तो यू कैन नॉट ऑप्टिमाइज, यू कैन नॉट कम अप विद अ बेटर सोल्यूशन। इसलिए जरूरी है, सबसे पहली चीज तो यही है, फाउंडेशन हैज टू बी स्ट्रांग। अब इमारत खड़ी कर रहे हो, इमारत के फाउंडेशन में तुमने बिल्कुल बेकार किस्म की बजरी या सीमेंट यूज की है, डू यू थिंक इट विल बी अ गुड थिंग फॉर द लाइफ ऑफ योर हाउस?
नो सर,
नहीं ना। सो दैट्स व्हाई फाउंडेशन इज रियली रियली की। तो इसलिए वो नॉलेज तो आपको काम आएगी ही आएगी। टूल्स वगैरह जो है ना वो समझ लो, क्योंकि आप देखें, आप जिस पॉइंट में आप स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं पढ़ना, जब टू द पॉइंट व्हेन यू विल ग्रेजुएट, वहां तक हो सकता है नए फ्रेमवर्क्स आ जाए, नए टूल्स आ जाए, क्या करोगे तुम? टूल्स ही पढ़ते रहोगे। जो कॉमन चीज है वो तो फाउंडेशन है ना, वो तो चेंज नहीं होनी। तो वर्क ऑन फाउंडेशंस। इसी तरह देखें ना, मैथ्स के कोर्स आपको क्यों पढ़ाया जाता है? मैथ्स फाउंडेशन है, वो वैसी ही रहेगी, उसकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग होगी। हो सकता है टूल के अंदर वो चीज ना बनी हो, आप खुद बना लोगे। ठीक है, आई होप इट्स मेकिंग सेंस।
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Any other questions, students? There's so many alumni also. I see Osama in there. Assalamu alaikum, Osama. I hope everything is well.
हेलो सर, तरुण यार सर, एक क्वेश्चन जो मेरे दिमाग में ड्यूरिंग 7th सेमेस्टर और 6th सेमेस्टर से एंड में पैदा हुआ था कि व्हाई वी आर डूइंग अ गुड जॉब एट कनेक्टिंग द यूनिवर्सिटी एंड द इंडस्ट्री एट लायर्स एंड काइंड ऑफ कि भाई एक वो जो ब्रिज थी वो काइंड ऑफ गैप हो रही है आहिस्ता आहिस्ता, नॉट एज फास्ट एज वी वुड लाइक, लेकिन आहिस्ता आहिस्ता ब्रिज हो रही है सही तरह से। वी हैव पीपल इन ऑल great universities abroad हैं और industry में काम कर रहे हैं, 10% and all that. But the problem again I think sir, हम research based जो एक approach है उस पे काफी lack करते हैं, काफी ज़्यादा, from what I have understood कि if you are applying to universities abroad, अगर Ivy League है तो आप भूल ही जाएं, if you do not have any undergraduate thesis or something you have developed on your own, any kind of research you have developed on your own, तो हमें यहाँ पे research papers पढ़ना ही नहीं आता, तो हाउ कुड culture of research and self undergraduate thesis could be introduced?
देखो तरुण, इशू ये है कि प्रॉब्ली इसके कसूरवार स्टूडेंट्स भी हैं और फैकल्टी भी है। इसलिए कि हमारा फोकस एज अ स्टूडेंट ये होता है कि हमें जॉब मिल जाए। हमारा फोकस कभी भी ये नहीं होता कि हमें उस चीज की कोर तक अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो। जो रिसर्च वाली बात होती है ना, वो आती है उस वक्त जब कोर की अंडरस्टैंडिंग होती है और आपका इंटरेस्ट बनता है इस चीज के अंदर। जब तक इंटरेस्ट नहीं बने आप हायर रिसर्च में जा ही नहीं सकते। ठीक है, तो रिसर्च इंटरेस्ट कब बनेगा? हम तो सिंपल ये कहते हैं भाई जल्दी डिग्री हाथ में आए और मैं जॉब पे लग जाऊं। यही हो रहा है ना, 90% केसेस में यही है, डिग्री आ जाए मैं जॉब कर लूं, पैसे कमा लो। जो रिसर्च वाली चीज है ना, वो आती है उस वक्त जब शौक आता है बीच में, जब इंटरेस्ट आता है। मेरे मतलब लगन है ये ना, जस्तजू होती है ना, वो आती है तो फिर आप लगते हो इस चीज के, और फिर यू ट्राई टू फोकस। नहीं मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा कि कैसे होगा, पीछे लग जाता। तो ये तो उस वक्त रहेगी जब मुझे जॉब की परवाह नहीं हो। ठीक है, अब वही है कि वही चिकन एंड एग वाली चीज है कि सर पैसे भी तो कमाने हमने, क्या करें। तो वही बात है कि वो अल्टीमेट चीज जो डिसाइड करेगी whether you are going to go in research or you're going to go into industry, that will be dependent on your interest. If you have interest, you have like if you are dedicated for a specific topic you want to research into, तो फिर ये चीजें छोड़नी पड़ती हैं। और अगर if you are lucky, you might be able to get a job which might be as per your interest, और हो सकता है कि उसके अंदर वहीं पे आपको ड्यूरिंग योर जॉब और ड्यूरिंग योर वर्किंग आपका एनवायरनमेंट ऐसा मिल जाए कि यू कैन रिसर्च इन देयर। लेकिन क्लियरली मैंने तो नहीं देखा, देयर रियली फ्यू एग्जांपल्स जिसमें स्टूडेंट्स को अंडरग्रेड लेवल पे ही इतना अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस मिल गया। बाहर मैंने देखी थी एग्जांपल्स, यहाँ देयर आर वेरी फ्यू दैट आर एबल टू वर्क ऑन रिसर्च प्रोग्रेस ड्यूरिंग द अंडरग्रेड लाइफ, व्हिच इज वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट, स्पेशली बिकॉज हमारे यहाँ यूजुअली स्टूडेंट फोकस जो है वो यही होता है कि मार्केट के लिए, इंडस्ट्री के लिए बच्चा प्रोजेक्ट कर सकता है, नहीं इंडस्ट्री इसको पैसे देगी अच्छे या नहीं देगी। ये है इशू।
And sir, I felt that kind of a similar discrepancy in our FIP guidelines as well. In FIP का पूरा procedure, even though you are selecting a research-based project or a research-first project, research-based ना बोले तो you are expected to deliver things like आपका sequence diagram क्या है, आपका database design क्या है। मतलब at this stage, I think if you are implying those submissions on students, आपका उसका माइंड एक लिमिट कर देते हैं कि वो इसी ख्याल में सोचे कि डिलीवर क्या कर सकता हूँ मैं।
देखो तरुण, देयर आर टू थिंग्स ना यहाँ पे। एक तो चीज है कि जो रिक्वायरमेंट्स है फॉर अ स्पेसिफिक कोर्स, और एक जो दूसरी चीज जो आप रिसर्च वाली बात कर रहे हो, दैट इज प्योरली डिपेंडेंट ऑन योर मोटिवेशन, योर इंटरेस्ट एंड योर पैशन फॉर अ स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक। ओके, सो इसका इससे ताल्लुक नहीं है। मैं ये कह रहा हूँ रिक्वायरमेंट्स आपको पूरी करनी है, जो यूनिवर्सिटी की पॉलिसीज हैं, यूनिवर्सिटी ने जो गाइडलाइंस बनाई हुई उनको फॉलो करना है। लेकिन जो रिसर्च वाला एलिमेंट है, जिसको मैं जो ट्रू सेंस में रिसर्च कह रहा हूँ ना, वो इंटायरली डिपेंडेंट है ऑन योर इंटरेस्ट। वो आपको चाहे वो कोर्स में कोई टीचर पढ़ा रहा है या नहीं पढ़ा रहा, आप खुद ही करते रहोगे, मतलब बैक एंड पे खुद ही चलता रहेगा। घर पे आओगे, काम हो जाएगा, काम के साथ साथ यू विल बी एबल टू फाइंड टाइम टू डू दैट रिसर्च एलिमेंट व्हाटएवर दैट इज इंटरेस्टिंग यू। ठीक है, तो आई एग्री कंप्लीटली। मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस में ऐसा होता है कि दोस थिंग्स डोंट मेक रियली सेंस, मच सेंस टू यू कि जी ऐसी चीज हमसे क्यों पूछी जा रही है, क्यों करती जा रही है, लेकिन दैट इज अ रिक्वायरमेंट दैट हैज टू बी मेट, राइट, फॉर ऑल ऑफ इट। इट्स नॉट जस्ट फॉर यू, इट्स फॉर ऑल ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स। Okay, there is a very good question by Bilal Hussain. He says, how do we pick a topic and master it using different books or just read the whole book? देखें, ये तो चॉइस बुक की बाद में आती है, पहले तो आपको अपना इंटरेस्ट देखना है बेटा। बिलाल, लुक एट व्हाट इंटरेस्ट यू फर्स्ट। ठीक है, इंटरेस्ट ढूंढो पहले, वही डोमेन तुम्हारा डिफाइन करेगा। डोमेन डिफाइन हो जाएगा, फिर उस डोमेन के ऊपर आप जाते हो बुक्स और आर्टिकल्स और जर्नल देखने के लिए। आप पहले बुक्स उठा के कवर नहीं देंगे, कभी भी बुक को कवर से नहीं पढ़ा जाता बेटा। ठीक है, और अगर आपके पास बुक भी आती है, फॉर एग्जांपल आपने एक टॉपिक के ऊपर बुक निकाल ली, द बेस्ट वे दैट आई डू इज आई लुक एट व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू फाइंड इन द बुक एंड आई ओपन द लास्ट फ्रॉम द राइट साइड, मतलब मैं इंडेक्स खोलता हूँ एंड देन आई लुक एट द टॉपिक एंड सी किस पर्टिकुलर पार्ट के अंदर इस टॉपिक को डिस्कस किया गया। मैं उस पेज पे जाता हूँ, उल्टा जाता हूँ। जी, any other question? No, from the appendix, no, Tarun, I meant the index, not the appendix, the index. Okay, one really good question that has been asked by Rafe: how to find what we are passionate or specific topic in computer science? Okay, passion ढूंढने के लिए ना, the best thing that I usually did was के वो ऐसी चीज होगी कि जिसको आप पढ़ते हो या आप उसके ऊपर कोडिंग करते हो, आप सारी चीजें भूल जाते हो। मतलब यू विल फॉरगेट। लोग आपको कहेंगे यार चल बाहर जाके हम क्रिकेट खेलते हैं, आप कहोगे यार छोड़ दो, वो आपको आवाज ही नहीं आएगी। समझ आई? अगर वो ऐसी चीज है जिसको आप हाथ में लेते हो, फॉर एग्जाम्पल कोई टॉपिक आप पढ़ने लगता हो, आपको नींद आने लगती है, तो दैट इज द मोस्ट बोरिंग थिंग फॉर यू, डोंट डू इट। ठीक है, जो पैशनेट होगे ना उस चीज को पढ़ोगे जिसमें आपको पढ़ोगे आपको मजा आता रहेगा, टाइम निकल जाएगा पता ही नहीं चलेगा। ठीक है, दैट इज योर पैशन। उसमें आपको कोई भी चीज बना कर दे जाए आप फौरन कर लोगे। एंड रिमेंबर, एक चीज याद रखिएगा, एक एडवाइस दूंगा, डोंट कंसीडर, नॉट इट्स नॉट कि आप हर बंदा अपने आपको समझे कि मैं अच्छा प्रोग्रामर निकलूंगा, अच्छा जो है ना मेरी कोडिंग जबरदस्त हो जाएगी तो मुझे जॉब मिल जाएगी। देखिए, एवरी वन ऑफ अस हैज डिफरेंट ट्रेड्स। हर किसी के अंदर अल्लाह ने डिफरेंट क्वालिटीज रखी हैं। मसला ये होता है कि 4 साल होने के बावजूद यू आर नॉट एबल टू एक्सप्लोर कि आप किस चीज में एक्सपर्ट हो या आपको किस चीज के टेंडेंसी आपके अंदर। ठीक है, तो प्लीज ड्यूरिंग दिस 4 years ट्राई टू एक्सप्लोर व्हाट यू आर केपेबल ऑफ, व्हाट यू कैन डू। ठीक है, हर मतलब आप बिल्कुल भेड़ चाल की तरह ऐसे नहीं लोग, आपके दोस्त ने आपके सीनियर्स ने ये चीज किया तो मैं भी वही करूंगा। एवरीबडी इज डिफरेंट, everybody has different goals and everybody has different aspirations and different thinkings. Everybody is intelligent in his different domains. तो अपनी इंटेलिजेंस डिस्कवर करो बेटा, डोंट वेस्ट योर टाइम इन डूइंग यूजलेस थिंग्स। मैं देख रहा हूँ मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस बिला वजह की कमेंटिंग हो रही होती है फेसबुक के ऊपर या ट्विटर के ऊपर, ट्वीट्स हो रहे हैं फॉर न्यू यूज। तो फायदा क्या है इस चीजों का? ठीक है ना, लुक एट व्हाट इज पैशन, व्हाट इज द मोस्ट पैशनेट थिंग फॉर यू टू डू एंड गो फॉर इट। Okay, there is a question about, do you consider it important, Rama is asking this, do you consider it important to get industry experience and explore before opting for master's degree? Yes, absolutely. Anybody who is interested to do master's degree, I'd recommend you should please do some time, invest some time in the local industry first. जैसी भी इंडस्ट्री है, जो भी काम हो रहा है, that is going to give you some flavor that you don't get in academia. वो फ्लेवर लेना आपको जरूरी है बिफोर यू गो फॉर मास्टर्स डिग्री। ठीक है, एंड इफ you are particularly looking for any specific area, Rama, do let me know. I'll just drop an email and I'll guide you on which is a proper university to apply for or the program for you to apply for. Okay, Hassam is saying, sir, do we should put our focus on GP or keep it balanced? अच्छा, ये आंसर, इसका भी जो आंसर है ना, दैट इज ऑल डिपेंडेंट ऑन अल्टीमेटली व्हाट डू यू वांट टू डू इन दी एंड। मतलब आपका ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? आपने मास्टर डिग्री के लिए बाहर जाना है स्कॉलरशिप के ऊपर? अगर हाँ, तो फिर यू विल हैव टू फोकस ऑन जीपीए। स्कॉलरशिप अच्छी जीपीए वालों को ही मिलती है, लो जीपीए वालों को स्कॉलरशिप नहीं मिलती बाहर। ठीक है, और अगर इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट गेटिंग इनटू इंडस्ट्री तो फिर वहां पे काम देखा जाता है, हाउ मच वर्क यू कैन डू, हाउ मच मतलब कितने प्रोजेक्ट्स के ऊपर आपके कितनी कमांड है, टूल्स के ऊपर आप कितने मतलब ओवरऑल भी टूल्स के ऊपर भी और ओवरऑल आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग कैसी है. ठीक है. Okay, Aram is saying, I have one question. I have been in the faculty for some time, and now I am working in industry. What I noticed in our academic culture is that the faculty is although highly qualified, competent in the respective courses, but they don't have industry experience and don't know what the industry challenges are. Do you think it is important for education institute to recruit faculty having industry experience before joining the institute? This is difficult, Aram. The issue is that you don't get enough qualified faculty. हमें तो faculty बहुत मुश्किल हो रही है ढूंढने में. ठीक है, तो क्वालिफाइड फैकल्टी ही नहीं मिल रही, तो लेट अलोन बाकी चीजें तो बात की बात आती है ना, पढ़ाने वाले अच्छे कहाँ मिल रहे हैं, ये मसला है. और बिल्कुल सही है कि इंडस्ट्री एक्सपीरियंस मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस में नहीं होता और होना चाहिए, दैट इज गुड, बट देन वो तो मतलब हो आपको फैकल्टी भी हो साथ साथ इंडस्ट्री एक्सपीरियंस हो तो वो तो सोने पे सुहागा होता है. यूजुअली इट इज रियली टफ, क्योंकि जो इंडस्ट्री में चला जाता है वो फिर इंडस्ट्री का होकर रह जाता है, वो वापसी नहीं आता अकेडमी में. दे आर वेरी वेरी फ्यू पीपल मैंने देखा है कि जो वापसी फैकल्टी में आते हैं, वो फिर इंटरेस्ट के ऊपर आते हैं. Hamzala is asking, Assalamu alaikum sir, walaikum salam. What should we do, sir, if we end up not being passionate about computer sciences on the whole by the end of the degree? Might happen, Hamzala, ऐसा हो सकता है. क्या आप completely demotivated हो जाएं? Probably because of some bad incidents or whatever that happened during your degree. But see, Hamzala, जैसे मैंने पहले भी बताया था, अगर आपको ये फील हो रही है कि you are not being passionate about computer science in the whole, मतलब बिल्कुल नाउमीद हो गए हैं, ऐसा होता है, तो ये चीज याद रखें कि बेटा नाउमीद नहीं होना कभी भी. ठीक है, होप और उम्मीद तो हमने रखनी है हमेशा. ठीक है, और वही मैंने जैसे पहले बताया अभी भी कि डोंट कंसिडर, नॉट एवरीवन हैज टू कंसिडर हिमसेल्फ और हरसेल्फ टू बी अ गुड प्रोग्रामर. हो सकता है कोई एनालिस्ट अच्छा हो सकता है कोई डेटाबेस मॉडलर अच्छा हो, तो देयर सो मेनी डिफरेंट, एसक्यूएल का अच्छा बंदा, क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस का अच्छा स्टूडेंट हो, they can be anything, right? So don't मतलब एक यही assume ना करें कि मैं बाहर जाऊंगा तो मैं अच्छे प्रोग्रामर बनूंगा तो मुझे अच्छे पैसे मिलेंगे, जरूरी नहीं है भाई. So it's not necessary that everybody is trying to put himself in the same sketch of a programmer. Okay, Atik is asking about drawing book. Let me bring my sketch book. I hope you can see this. अच्छा, ये can you see this?
Yes sir.
Okay, this is पत्नी इसको ये एप्पल्स हैं और ग्रेप्स हैं. Okay, this is a lotus and on it is a water droplet. ये environment का पीछे थोड़ी सी कोशिश की थी. And I have another one. Let me show you that. बाकी मेरी पुरानी sketchbooks have spoiled, placed in somewhere else. Let me open a digital one. मैंने इसकी कॉपी रखी हुई है on my machine. Give me a second. उस वक्त अच्छा, this is all watercolor by the way. Bilal is asking, sir, माशाल्लाह आप पेंटर क्यों नहीं बने? मैं ग्राफिक्स में ये तो कर रहा हूँ और क्या कर रहा हूँ. Just a second. This is on my work machine, वो अलग है. Okay, I hope I'll try to move my. Let me copy it into my machine here. ये मैंने. This is also watercolor. Just a second, students. Sorry if I am taking some time. Okay. Okay, good. So I have it copied. Let me show it on the screen. This was also sketched on simple sketchbook. तो इसको बस sketch किया था, फिर watercolor से I've painted it. So I was a good artist, by the way. I was not that bad. Okay, let me copy and run it. Copy. Okay, this is a sketch of a parrot. बजरी जो होता है ना, बजरी के साइड, नॉट श्योर whether students have it. कुछ लोगों को होते हैं शौक पैरट्स के. ये how do I share my? Okay, can anybody help me? मेरी ये पिक्चर खुली हुई है, I want to share it.
Sir, present now at the bottom of the screen.
Okay, and then
You can share
Window?
your tab, your entire screen, and your three options.
No, it's a picture window. जो Microsoft की होती है photos.
So you can share your entire screen maybe.
Okay, okay. Okay, can you see my screen? Can you see this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, this is a Bajri parrot. उसकी मैंने sketch किया था. I hope it's making sense. थोड़ा सा ऐसे brush से. This is all brush strokes, watercolor. ठीक है? So these are few of these जो मेरे पास अभी पड़ी हुई हैं. I don't have more, but वो ये कि पहले था वो I've discarded. Anyways, so that might be sort of giving you some hints कि मैं थोड़ा अच्छा पेंट कर लेता था, बुरा नहीं था. ठीक है? All right. So yes. So I hope this was good. Any other questions, students?
Sir, Tawfiq here. Read Samad Shahid question, please.
Samad Shahid. Sir, ये first semester ही है and overall experience was not so good as I could not learn many things like could not make programming C programming and could not build logic and losing hope कि पता नहीं क्या आगे continue कर सकूंगा या नहीं. वालेकुम सलाम समद. देखिए इसमें थोड़ी चीजें मैं आपको बताऊं. अनफॉर्चुनेटली अभी जो सिचुएशन है ना वो ये है कि हमारा ज्यादातर चीजें जो है ज्यादातर एकेडेमिया के अंदर चीजें सब ऑनलाइन हो रही हैं. तो ऑनलाइन चीजें जो है ना वो काफी मुश्किल होता है इसके अंदर स्टूडेंट्स के लिए भी और फैकल्टी के लिए भी. कन्वे करना फैकल्टी के लिए मुश्किल है और स्टूडेंट्स के लिए डाइजेस्ट करना स्पेशली क्योंकि आपको कंटिन्यूअसली बम्बार्ड किया जा रहा है विद सो मेनी डिफरेंट वीडियो लेक्चर्स ऑफ डिफरेंट फैकल्टी मेंबर्स एंड डिफरेंट ऑफ वेरिंग इंटेंसिटीज. मतलब वो हो सकता है कुछ काफी आसान हो, कुछ हो सकता है बहुत मुश्किल हो. ठीक है. और फिर आपको पता है हर बंदा कंटिन्यूअसली स्क्रीन के सामने नहीं बैठ सकता, उतना फोकस नहीं रहता. तो इसलिए आई एम राइटली सॉर्ट ऑफ आपने जो आइडेंटिफाई की चीजें बिल्कुल सही हो सकता है कि ऐसी चीजें हो रही हो कि यू माइट नॉट बी एबल टू मेक इंटरेस्ट और हो सकता है कि अंडरस्टैंडिंग उस तरह से ना हो रही हो जिस तरह के रिक्वायर्ड हो. तो उस केस में आई फील जैसे मैंने पहले भी बताया कि आपको यू विल हैव टू क्रिएट योर इंटरेस्ट बाय फाइंडिंग समथिंग इंटरेस्टिंग इन इट. मतलब ट्राई टू सी किस तरह उस चीज को मतलब यू ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड थिंग एंड ट्राई टू मेक सेंस आउट ऑफ इट. I know it is not easy क्योंकि किताब पकड़ोगे किताब लाके पढ़ना शुरू हो जाओगे, हो सकता है किताब की लैंग्वेज और फ्रस्ट्रेट करे आपको और कंफ्यूज करे और आपको नींद आने देगी. लेकिन द बेस्ट थिंग इज स्पेशली इन केस ऑफ प्रोग्रामिंग मेक सिंपल प्रोजेक्ट्स. छोटे छोटे प्रोजेक्ट्स बना लो. सही है. जैसे नॉर्मल अगर आप वेरिएबल्स का पढ़ रहे हो तो क्रिएट वेरिएबल्स ऑन योर ओन. सी में बना लो, सी में बना लो, पाइथन में बना लो, पाइथन किसी भी लैंग्वेज में. नॉर्मली ना कोशिश करें बिल्कुल टाइट बाय इंटीग्रेशन या बाइंडिंग ना क्या करो लैंग्वेज के साथ कि आपको सिर्फ वो लैंग्वेज ही आती है, कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं समझ आ रहा. कॉन्सेप्ट समझो पहले. ठीक है. कॉन्सेप्ट समझो उसके बाद रिलेट करो उसको विद अ स्पेसिफिक लैंग्वेज. तो उससे फायदा ये होगा कि कॉन्सेप्ट किसी और लैंग्वेज में भी अप्लाई करना चाहोगे हो जाएगा आराम से. ठीक है समझ. एंड देन वही है कि प्रैक्टिस इज ऑल दैट यू नीड. बेसिकली यू नीड टू मेक मोर प्रोग्राम्स irrespective of whether a teacher has taught you in the class or not. For वैसे मैंने पहले भी बताया था यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेशन में please forget that the teacher is going to spoon feed you for everything. There will be hardly few things given to you by the teacher and most of the things will be done by you yourself. ठीक है. और वही है कि प्रैक्टिस आपका एलिमेंट जो होना चाहिए वो पैशन और प्रैक्टिस वो इंटरेस्ट बनाने के लिए आपको रखना है लाजमी, वरना you'll lose interest. जैसे हो रहा है ना बता रहा हूँ कि you're not able to continue. ये ऐसी थॉट्स नहीं ले लो ना पहले. होपफुल रहे, उम्मीद कर रखे अल्लाह पाक से इंशाल्लाह ताला अल्लाह पाक आपको कामयाब करेंगे. इसमें कोई वो नहीं है, ऐसी बात नहीं है कि इसके ऊपर आप परेशान हो. ठीक है. Yes, Rama is also pointing out about some really interesting videos available on YouTube. Maybe you can look at those. ठीक है. You can also seek help from your seniors. जो यहाँ पे बहुत सारे seniors भी हैं, कुछ alumni भी है. You can ask alumni to come over and teach you all. वो extra sessions करा सकते हैं. और जैसे वो हमारे करते थे ना आप लोग peer जो mentors से peer mentor sessions होते थे, that were really helpful. वो उस तरह के कर ले sessions, that will help you. तो peer mentor sessions करें और seniors guide करें juniors को, बताएं, alumni को लेके आओ, alumni आ जाएंगे, they'll help you. इंशाल्लाह, don't worry. ठीक है, नाउमीद नहीं रहना आपने, वो अपनी हिम्मत रखनी है, कॉन्फिडेंस रखना, इंशाल्लाह अल्लाह आसानी करेगा। ठीक है, नो वरीज बेटा, राफे वी आर ऑलवेज वेलकम व्हेन आई फील लाइक। ठीक है, तो इंशाल्लाह ताला अल्लाह ने चाहा तो आगे मुलाकात होगी जरूर। सही है, तो वही मैंने बताया जैसे कि उम्मीद जो है ना आपने लूज नहीं करनी। हो देखें, आप लोग ही तो हो उम्मीद, हमारी फ्यूचर हमारे आप लोग ही तो, सारे स्टूडेंट्स इरिस्पेक्टिव को डीसीयू के हैं, हबीब के हैं, जिसकी यूनिवर्सिटी के हैं, उम्मीद आप लोगों से ही है। अगर आप नाउम्मीद हो जाओगे तो फिर हम क्या करेंगे यार, है ना। तो उम्मीद तो रखनी है आप लोगों ने, और वही इंशाल्लाह और करना, हमें यकीन है, मुझे एज फैकल्टी, एज योर मेंटोर, मुझे उम्मीद ये है कि इंशाल्लाह आप लोग ही हम आगे लेके जाओगे। ठीक है, तो ट्रस्ट आप लोग के ऊपर है हमारा, अब आपने उस चीज को प्रूव करना है। ठीक है, अब एक चीज जो जनरली मैं देखता हूँ ना, प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन वाली जो बात लिख रहे हैं उसको मैं जवाब दे रहा हूँ कि don't look at others and don't look at what people are saying about you and all. Forget it. Look at your own aims and your own objectives. ठीक है, उनको देखो, try to look at everything in yourself. अपने अंदर देखो, कमी कोताही है अपने अंदर देखो, दूसरों को छोड़ दो, दूसरों की नहीं परवाह करो। Look at yourself. सही है, अपने अंदर देखो खामी, उसको सही करने की कोशिश करो। निर्मल, आई थिंक जो आई थिंक प्रॉब्ली वो यूट्यूब के चैनल था, यूट्यूब के चैनल पे मैंने डाल दी थी वो प्रोग्रामिंग फंडामेंटल्स की जो चीजें थी। मे बी आई कैन शेयर दैट अगेन। वो पब्लिक थे पहले, आई एम नॉट श्योर वेदर वो पब्लिक है, नहीं होनी चाहिए पब्लिक। उस पर देख लो, उसको होगा पड़ा हुआ। Okay, Osama Moin is asking, if you think you have almost mastered a specific dimension of your field, should you continue working in that direction, or should you explore new dimensions that might be scary and not directly related to your core expertise but can give you an edge in the future? Good question, Osama. Osama, देखो होता ये है कि ये होता है कि eventually when you have mastered some area, तो उसमें ये होता है कि you are continuously banging your head at the same wall again and again. ये होता है कि यार आप उसमें नई चीजें तलाश करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो, but you will not be able to find them. Reason being कि वो है ही नहीं, उससे ज्यादा कुछ काम ही नहीं हुआ। So then that's probably the right time to move on, change your direction, look at a different domain and start exploring that area. ठीक है, scary होगा लेकिन that will definitely give you a good edge. So worth trying, no worries. Is there a good future for game development as we don't see many software houses working in game development? Again, बिलावल, इसका जवाब यही है कि पाकिस्तान में गेमिंग वैसे ही मतलब इतने ज्यादा मैंने सॉफ्टवेयर हाउसेस भी नहीं देखे। दूसरा, गेम डेवलपमेंट इज नॉट एन इजी जॉब। रीजन बीइंग कि उसमें इतने सारे एलिमेंट्स हैं, मॉडलिंग का पार्ट है, रेंडरिंग, एनिमेशन है, लाइटिंग है, फिर कैरेक्टर डिजाइन है, फिर उसकी लॉजिक, गेम फ्लो है। मतलब ये सारे मैं बता रहा हूँ, ये सारी टीम्स होती हैं बाहर, जो है प्रोफेशनल्स की टीम्स होती हैं। हमारे यहाँ क्या होता है, प्रोजेक्ट बनाना है बस, ये हमें प्रोडक्ट चाहिए, ये गेम बना दें, इस तरह का एंड्रॉइड के गेम है, इसकी कॉपी बना दें। ठीक है, तो रियल सेंस में तो गेम डेवलपमेंट हो ही नहीं रही। ठीक, तो इस लिहाज से तो दैट विल बी रियली टफ फॉर यू इफ यू आर लुकिंग एट गेम डेवलपमेंट एज अ करियर, स्पेशली हियर पाकिस्तान में। तो बहुत, इवन नॉर्थ साइड पे थोड़े हैं गेम डेवलपमेंट स्टूडियोज, कराची में तो बहुत, दे आर वेरी फ्यू। ठीक है, तो अल्टीमेटली वही है कि व्हाट डू यू वांट टू डू इन द एंड, व्हाट दैट विल डिसाइड, बट प्लीज लुक आउट एट व्हाट आर अवेलेबल पॉसिबिलिटीज हियर। Daniel, Assalamualaikum. Walaikum salam. Initially, I was not very good in logic building, but I started doing game programming and things started making sense. As you said, it makes much more sense if you relate to the real world. Absolutely. Daniel, बिल्कुल ऐसे ही है। ठीक है, तो वही कि पैशन को लो, चीजों को जो पढ़ने चाह रहे हैं उसको दें, ट्राई टू मतलब मिक्स एंड मैच देम एंड क्रिएट योर ओन क्रिएशंस। अपनी जो क्रिएटिविटी है ना उसको यूज करें एंड देन ट्राई टू सी इफ इट हेल्प्स यू इन सॉल्विंग प्रॉब्लम्स। ठीक है, और वही मैंने पहले भी एक चीज बात की थी, एक स्टूडेंट ने पूछा था, तो यही कि बेटा नाउमीद नहीं होना। मैंने पहले ही बताया ना, डीमोटिवेशन होती है बहुत ज्यादा, आपको बहुत ज्यादा फील होता है, फ्रस्ट्रेट होते हो, लेकिन उस फ्रस्ट्रेशन के दौरान ही ट्राई टू, हो सकता है कि आपको वहीं पे रास्ता मिल जाए। अच्छा, एक और चीज भी जनरली होती है कि यू आर कंटिन्यूअसली बैंगिंग वन डोर और वो डोर खुल ही नहीं रहा, आपको वहां से कोई राह ही नहीं मिल रही। तो सिट बैक, रिलैक्स, टर्न अराउंड। मैंने बताया ना जैसे डोमेन चेंज करने वाली बात, turn around, change your direction, thinking से change करो and look out for some other thing. All right, anything else students? Okay, Gufran is asking, sir, how do you see AI in the next 10 years as well as what's the scope of AI specifically in our country? Um, this is a tough question to answer. Reason being क्योंकि यहाँ पे हम लोग की जो नॉर्मली पाकिस्तान में जो रिक्वायरमेंट है ना वो यूजर्स की तरह है. वी आर नॉट क्रिएटर्स ऑफ नॉलेज, वी आर यूजर्स ऑफ नॉलेज. मैं किसी भी लेवल पे बात कर लो, चाहे आप इंडस्ट्री में बात कर लो या फैकल्टी लेवल पे बात करो, देयर आर वेरी फ्यू पीपल हु आर डूइंग जेन्युइन रिसर्च, लेकिन मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस में वी आर ऑल यूजर्स ऑफ एआई. ठीक है, वी आर नॉट क्रिएटर्स ऑफ एआई. तो जब हम क्रिएटर्स बनेंगे ना उसके बाद हम नेक्स्ट जनरेशन की चीजें बता सकेंगे. आई होप इट आई मेड सेंस कि मैं यूजर्स क्यों बोल रहा हूँ, क्योंकि हम टूल्स के तौर पे यूज कर रहे हैं. जैसे टेंसरफ्लो आ गया, हमने टेंसरफ्लो की एपीआई ले ली, उसको कॉल कर लिए कोई फंक्शन, लेकिन हमें वो पता नहीं है कि ये चीज क्यों कर रहे हैं, पीछे मॉडल क्या है, मैथ्स क्या चल रही है. मैं फंक्शन लगा रहा हूँ कोई जैसे होता है, तो उस फंक्शन के मैं क्यों लगाऊं, वो चीजें नहीं पता हमें ना. मसला ये कि उसका फोकस नहीं है, और हमारा क्योंकि हमें डिलीवर करनी है प्रोडक्ट, इतने टाइम रह गया, टाइम कम है, तो क्या करें, फंक्शन कॉल करके बस कुछ भी अब हो क्या रहा है, बिहेवियर क्या आ रहा है, कोई पता नहीं है, बस चला दो, चीज आ रही है, दिखने में अच्छी लग रही है, सही है, गो एड. तो ये अनफॉर्चुनेटली. Okay, Amar Alam says, sir, I am trying to explore ML, machine learning, deep learning, but feels like there's too much overhead, math, stats, and others. Is this normal? What do you suggest? कैसे explore करने चाहिए? Good question. देखें, इन सब की, चाहे you're working on machine intelligence, machine learning, deep learning and all, AI basically इस पूरे डोमेन को कैप्चर कर देता है. तो उसकी फाउंडेशन प्रोबेबिलिटी है, बेसिकली प्रोबेबिलिटी, स्टैट्स, बेसिकली मैथमेटिक्स एंड ऑल. तो उसकी अगर आपके नॉलेज अच्छी है तो यू विल बी ए बेटर मशीन लर्निंग एक्सपर्ट, अगर आपको वो चीजें आती हैं. क्योंकि मैंने वही बात बताया ना आपको, इस सारी चीज का मकसद होता है कि आप अपनी फिजिकल साइंस बेहतर करो. जो चीजें आप यूज कर रहे हो, मैथ्स के सिंबल्स वगैरह यूज कर रहे हो, यू नो व्हाट दे मीन. तो आपको पता होगा कि इस पर्टिकुलर सिनेरियो में डाटा सेट इस तरह गया, तो इस पर कौन सा मॉडल लगाओ, वो आपको इक्वेशन खुद ही बताएगी. ठीक है, इसलिए बहुत जरूरी है कि आप फाउंडेशन स्ट्रॉन्ग करो अपनी. So this is why I don't encourage young programmers to go for Python, as it's very abstract. Aram, yes, maybe. Any other thing, any other questions, students? This was really interesting. The session was really nice, Atik. Thank you so much. I hope I have not bored all of you.
No, sir, the session was very interesting and exciting. Sir, I'm sharing the link of the slides जो आपने कही थी computer graphics की, आप बता दें students को.
हाँ. Sure. I've shared, I gave a talk recently at Habib. There's a public lecture given by me that was about exploring the 3 domains: computer graphics, computer vision, and image processing. So you can think of this as my survey of the area, especially from the point of view of a beginner. जैसे आप लोग को चीजें नहीं पता कि क्या चीज किस तरह करनी है. So this gives you a nice summary of the 3 fields: computer graphics, computer vision, and image processing. उसके क्या क्या ऑफशूट्स हैं, क्या क्या उसमें चीजें हुई हैं, अच्छा कौन कौन सी रिसोर्स रेफरेंसेस क्या क्या हैं, वो सारी चीजें यूआरएल वगैरह हर चीज दी हुई है. सो चेक देम आउट इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड इन दिस एरिया. ओके, तो नो वरीज बेटा, ऑलवेज वेलकम फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू. मेरे बच्चे हैं सारे, ऑल ऑफ यू माय स्टूडेंट्स, मेरे बच्चे, नो इश्यूज. So you'll always remain my kids. Inshallah, I want to see all of you succeed in your futures. ठीक है, and do remember us in your prayers. ठीक है, अपने फैकल्टीज को, मेंटर्स को याद रखें. सही है. तो वही है कि जब हमने एक चीज कोशिश की, जितना कर सकते थे, अल्लाह ने जितनी तौफीक दी उतनी करके कोशिश की, कुछ लोगों को पढ़ाने की, आप लोगों में से. ठीक है, जस्टिस क्या नहीं किया, अल्लाह वाला मतलब को बताए, वो तो ठीक है, लेकिन अपनी जान लगा दी थी पढ़ाने में जितना कर सकते थे. ठीक है, तो बस यही था कि अभी got an email from Atik and then I was really like really excited and it was like really appreciable कि आप लोगों ने याद रखा. आरम को तो जरूर याद होगा. ऊप का फाइनल, आरम was my first, पहले सेमेस्टर के मेरे स्टूडेंट में से हैं जिनको मैंने पढ़ाया था. ठीक है, so that was like 2013. Wow, 8 years now, almost 8 years. Anyways, so anything else, students? मैं तो बैठा रहूंगा, अगर आप बोलते रहेंगे तो मैं भी बोलता रहूंगा.
अगर किसी के कोई क्वेश्चन है तो काइंडली आस्क, वरना आई थिंक दैट इज इट, आई अज्यूम. Sir, lovely advice we got from you, sir. Even though I'm still working on the first advice you gave me, it's tough, but we all are learning. So,
चलो अच्छी बात है, अच्छी बात है.
so thank you so much, sir. As expected, I learned a lot, and hopefully everyone did. And hopefully we can get you live for numerous other sessions as well. So please time
No
निकाल
issues.
लीजिएगा.
No issues बेटा, no issues. ठीक है.
So thank you everyone for being with us. Hope you
Thank you,
all
beta.
had a good time.
Thank you
Allah
so much once
and
again.
take care. Allah
Take
Hafiz,
care,
sir.
all of you. Allah Hafiz, beta. Thank you so much once again. Thanks, Atiq and all everyone. Thank you so much.